What started out as a few Vine videos turned into 100 videos, then turned into 100 followers, then turned into over 20 million social media followers. At only 19 years of age, pop duo Jack and Jack have not only become Omaha superstars, but global superstars. Their latest EP called Calabrasca reached the top of the iTunes charts within hours of its release. And Friday night, they came home to Omaha to perform at the Ralston Arena to a packed house. Hey everybody, Dustin Dales here. I'm very excited. It is Friday night currently, and at the Ralston Arena, hometown boys, West Side boys, you could say that. I'm joined with Jack and Jack. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too, man. Great to meet you.
Well, John Nicely, first of all, I'm sure he sends his regards. He's big fans of your guys.
He is the man.
We're
love
big
John.
fans of him, man.
We haven't seen him. We want to see him sometime soon while we're here.
Grew up watching him on Channel 6 News every day, you know. It's great.
John, they say hi, man. You got to get here and see him.
John.
So you guys had a big album come out, an EP, I should
yeah.
say, a big EP called Calabrasca. And how did that name come about, first of all? I thought that's a very interesting name.
I mean,
Right.
when we explain it, it really makes sense. You know, it's because me and Jack moved out to LA, Los Angeles, about, I'd say, a year ago. And
Yeah, 18
so
months.
it's just a hybrid word between California and Nebraska, Calabrasca. And obviously we're from here in Omaha. And so really the EP, the whole, I guess, concept of it is the main track that we pushed was called California, and it's about how we moved. It's pretty much our journey over these last few years, moving from Nebraska out to California, just everything that went along with it, you know, just how people reacted to it and how we reacted to it, and just the whole musical journey and the fans being so supportive and everything. And so that's kind of where the inspiration came from for the album. And then, as you see on the album cover, it's us in our straw hats, we're in our overalls, and we got our, I mean, I know Omaha isn't like that, but like when people think of Nebraska,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
a
you think of.
stereotype, you know?
And we're cheersing corn. It's like a spoof on the Corona commercials where they're cheersing Coronas with their backs turned to the ocean. But then it's like palm trees, a row of palm trees going down there. We shot it in a Beverly Hills street that was just lined with palm trees. And so the whole concept is just kind of about both worlds and just kind of balancing the lives between Nebraska and California. So.
You mentioned the artwork. A lot of thought went into that. Like,
Yeah.
was that your guys' idea or was that somebody else's?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of a collaborative idea between Jack and I, and then our videographer / photographer, Andre Ledon.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
Andre.
he even went into as much detail as to go onto our arms and tattoo like
Oh, yeah.
small little things that like meant a lot to us. But like just looking at the artwork on iTunes, you wouldn't see that. But once you zoom in, you can see like we had this Vine where like we were nerd vandals and wrote like 4x4 on the back of a car. And so like on my arm like it says 4x4, family, like sports.
I got Libby, which is my dog's
his dog's name. Yeah, just small
Yeah,
stuff like that.
small
And so like 402 is written on there somewhere. And it's really conceptual and really cool. And we were just glad that it wasn't like a generic, oh, Jack and Jack, the album, you know? And we could actually give our fans something creative. And so it was fun.
Now, I know you guys got a new album coming out next year. What are you guys thinking for that? Like middle of the year? Or end
I
of
would
the year?
say hopefully before summer's over. No promises though, because
Yeah.
we're on the road a ton
We are.
over these next 6 months, and so we'll have some time to work. But I don't know if we'll be able to finish the whole album before summer's over. But definitely in 2016 at some point. But
We
this
just
album,
don't want to say like an exact month or date, just because even though we think and we know that it'll probably come out somewhere between July and August, we don't know anything for sure. And even just saying that, I like kind of feel like taken back because like I really don't have any idea. But we're working really
it's
hard,
coming.
and we're working as much as we can, even though we're on the road. So it is coming.
Is there a song that you guys got on there that you just can't wait for people to hear?
there's one that we actually just made out in LA that's really cool. It's a very inspiring song. It's kind of so we made this song called Tides for our fans, and it was all a metaphorical song, and it was relating tides to bad times in your life, like don't let the tides drag you down, keep your head above the water and stuff like that. And so we're making another song like that, but it's not as metaphorical. It's more just straightforward, like keep your head up, keep going, kind of like a Andy Grammer, like you gotta keep your head up,
exactly.
oh, you know that song?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kind of along those lines, just meant to inspire any of our fans going through tough times, and just to let them know that like it will get better. It just might take time, but it'll be all right. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the reason that we make songs like Tides and this new one that may or may not be on the album, probably will be, is because, you know, on online is where we got our start on social media. And, you know, being on social media, you can connect with people from like literally like Amsterdam. Right now, I could be talking to a girl in Amsterdam just like and like asking how her day is, whatever, or Japan, whatever it is. And so there's so many people from so many different places, and a lot of these girls, I feel like the reason that they follow us is because they feel, you know, it kind of takes their minds off of whatever stresses they have or whatever bad times they're going through. So we feel like we see a lot of the bad stuff on the internet saying like, oh, I'm getting bullied, or like I just hate school, like I'm really stressed out right now. So
you know, we kind of see it as our duty, you know, to help our fans out in these times.
Yeah.
And making songs like that are the perfect way to, you know, what better way than a song that you can listen to on repeat whenever you're feeling down. So
totally.
Now, you guys mentioned the bullying. That was something I thought was really cool about you guys. You guys did an anti-bullying campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was tell me what that was.
I mean, we just feel really strongly about anti-bullying, as anyone should, because it's just like, it doesn't make sense. When I think about bullying, it's like, why? Like, it's like I'm losing my words. It's like, why do you do this? Why do you make someone else feel bad who did nothing to you when, yes, you do have your own problems, but there are ways to deal with those problems in a right way, and there's a wrong way to deal with them. And the wrong way would be to take it out on someone else.
Other people, yeah.
Right, and I think, you know.
I think the way we see it is if you make a positive impact on somebody's life during the course of a day, then they'll do that to somebody else's life. And then it starts with a chain reaction, you know? And if you say something negative to someone, then they'll get in a bad mood, and then they'll say something negative to someone else. And that just spreads negativity everywhere. And that's something our marketing teacher at Westside, Miss Shao, taught us. It's called, you fill somebody else's bucket, and then they'll fill somebody else's bucket. If you take away from somebody else's bucket, then that person will take away from, you got to dip into somebody else's.
It's a big metaphor, but it makes a lot of sense, you know? It's just like, be nice to people, spread that positive, good feel, like, you know, good vibes, and good vibes will just be spread nonstop. It's just like, it's just gonna be a happy world if everyone's just nice. So we feel really strongly about just no bullying. Stop bullying, yo. Come on, get out of there. We don't
be a nice person.
We don't
it's
need
really
to be
easy.
doing all that. Just be nice, yeah.
Now, I got to ask you guys do know you're only 19, right? Because you guys have done more in your life than anybody I've ever known personally.
Yes, it is. I mean, we've been very blessed over these last few years to, you know, travel the world and see some stuff that most kids our age would never be able to see. But I think it's fun being this young because I like kind of having the world against us. They're like, oh, you're so young and you can't do it. You're only 19 years old. And so it kind of gives me even more motivation to just like, by the time I'm 20, to be even bigger than I am now. And so I kind of like still being young, still being a teenager. It has a cool like element to it, I think.
It does, yeah. I love it.
Do you consider yourself an adult already, or are you still looking for those adult mile markers in your life?
I'm a kid 100%.
Yeah, we're kids, even though we turn 18. I mean, I felt like the day I turned 18, I was like, you know, I'm a man now. This is awesome. But
nah,
we're just kids. I mean, like, I feel like if anything, the things that we're doing now is only keeping us grounded as kids, because we're not really sitting down in an office and like doing like real like paperwork and whatnot. Like, we're just having fun and we're doing what we love to do. So that's really what keeps me just a kid at heart, I feel like.
And I think our, you know, immature personalities like on camera is what really drew in a lot of fans, just us being goofy and just like, you know, wacky teenage kids. And so I think like as long as we always like keep that within us, and I mean, the fans will always be there, you know? Yeah. And so I think that's like, you can't abandon kind of what got you your start. And that was our goofiness and our immaturity and our just childish kind of humor. And so it is what it is. We're still children, you know?
Now this weekend, a lot of kids, you guys say kids, a lot of kids this weekend, they're occupied with a big movie coming out, Star Wars. Did you guys ever get a chance to kind of go through that?
Man. Oh, you mean like a movie of our own that we really loved?
No, like, well, did you guys ever get in the Star Wars phase? Like, are you guys pumped, or are you just kind of not into it?
I'm pumped. I heard it's the best one so far.
One of our good friends, like best friends, saw it last night with another one of our good friends, and they said it was the best, like best CGI.
I mean, George Lucas himself said it was the best one.
Yeah,
so.
that says a lot, man.
And he didn't even do it, so now he doesn't have to like brag about himself.
No bias.
And so, I mean, he should be biased towards his. So if anything, like, it must be even better than anybody expects. So I'm excited. We're definitely seeing that this weekend.
Yeah,
at some point.
You're gonna get a chance on the road?
Totally.
Yeah, we'll get a chance. I mean, we're in Omaha for like 4 days after the show, so we'll be able to go one night.
We got some time, no doubt.
Little late night movie, it'll be fun.
I know we've watched like the other, what is it, 4 or 5?
There's 6 of them besides this one. This is number 7.
So the other 6, I know I personally have seen them like with my dad, and I know we've watched a couple together. So
just throughout the years,
yeah. It's just, I'm excited to see it. It's gonna be awesome.
So you guys are touring all over the place next year. Is there one place that you're looking forward to next year on the road?
Let's see. I'm excited to go to Australia in January.
Australia is going to be awesome.
Just because it's a new continent, you know. We've already hit South America, already hit Europe. Australia is going to be the one new continent we're going to. And so I'm just so stoked. Yeah, well, I mean, Australia and New Zealand are both in the same.
They're the same, so yeah.
Right? They're in the same, like,
I just don't know. My
considered the same
geography
continent.
is just out the window.
But yeah, that's going to be a good time. And I'm just excited to see, you know, the Sydney Opera House, you know, maybe some baby kangaroos. Maybe I can ride in one's pouch or something.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That's nice. If you could pull that off, I'd be impressed.
I feel like I'm Joey-sized, you know? But yeah, I'm stoked for everywhere, honestly, though. The U.S. tour is going to be crazy. I'm just excited to perform our new music and our new set for all the domestic fans. And then, of course, we're going back to Europe in April, May, and so that's going to be fun. We got a bunch of new places there, too, like Portugal and Sweden.
Germany,
and
yo. I don't know why I'm so excited for Germany. I hear their airports are, like, like 5-star airports. They have like
They have
beds
coffee everywhere,
everywhere,
that's what he was saying.
free
Really?
coffee,
Free coffee,
free,
that's
like,
really good.
charging
That's
your
what our security
phone.
was saying last time.
Yeah, he just said it was like, watch out for Germany. It's a lot of fun.
But we're stoked. It's going to be a fun year.
Oh yeah.
Jack and Jack, they are in town this weekend, and they're going to be hanging out all over Omaha. You might see them at the theater, checking out Star Wars. You never know. And make sure you follow them. That's how they got their start on social media. You got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got Vine, of course. 20 million followers. You guys even comprehend 20 million people following you every day?
It's weird, man. I think there's some crossover between the platforms, but I mean, regardless, the numbers are just wild to
numbers are
see.
wild.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't even imagine when we got like our first 1,000 followers. I was like, 1,000 people, that's crazy. And like hearing you say 20 million, that's just kind of like a
Gives you
a
goosebumps
mind
a
blow.
little
Yeah,
bit,
it's
yeah.
crazy. So we have no idea what that looks like. 20 million, too big. I don't know.
Make sure you check them out. Follow them on all the social media platforms. California guys, but born and raised in Omaha. So make sure you support your local hometown favorites, Jack and Jack. Thanks, guys, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Have a good one. Tell John hi.